The Thunder Driller is the primary excavating machine used by the power miners as they tunnel their way deeper into the earth. Once the main tunnel has been drilled out by the Thunder Driller, the titanium command rig comes in, analyzes all of the minerals and rocks and all the interesting things that they're finding down there, and then sends new directions for the Thunder Driller to follow so that it can make course corrections as they go along. As it is the first in line of all the power miners' vehicles, it is controlled by the top two guys of the team. That would be Duke and Doc. So they sit inside this thing. At the same time, the Granite Grinder and the Mine Mech will be exploring the areas that have just been opened up by the Thunder Driller. The Thunder Driller has two compartments. It has the kind of main control section back here. You can see there's a little display screen right there, a couple of levers, and then it's got this flame kind of thing sticking out of here. This is supposed to be the entrance to the firebox for the magma core engine that it uses to power itself. So basically, I think it's Doc is just shoveling fuel. I think they use the power crystals here, I'm not certain, but he's just shoveling fuel and rocks in there the whole time, you know, and he's got the flame shooting out at him once in a while, so yeah, okay. There's a box of dynamite right here, literally, and I just put the power crystals here just to store them. So anyways, the headlights can turn here, just because of the parts that they use. I doubt it's for any practical reason. And this chain here, I'm not exactly sure why they put it here. It's supposed to look cool, I'm not sure. What does look cool, though, is, you know, that's the asymmetrical patterns of pieces and even the decal that they've got up here. That's kind of nice. It's not, you know, solid pattern or whatever it is. You know, there's some nice changes to it, including the all the dirt smudges and stuff that are on here. Those are pretty cool. Anyways, don't try picking up the Thunder Driller by this chain. It's just not strong enough. Anyways, there's the front section, and then, or I'm sorry, there's the back section, and then there is the front section. The front section, unfortunately, is really disappointing. It just doesn't do anything. There's nothing in here. The only thing it's good for is when you activate the drill feature, that thing spins, and that's it. I mean, there's no display panel. I mean, they could have put a display panel right there. There's no levers. There's no, I don't know, control panels. There's just nothing in there. It's just all it is that. That's it. So boring. But anyways, you can take a figure and plug him in there. Take the other figure and plug him here. Let me just take this and cover it up. Now here's another thing that's really, really weird. This I guess it's a roll cage. The power miner sets, they've been pretty good about you know, pilot safety. So they've had these roll cages, roll bars, seatbelt bars, if you wish, and they've also had, you know, covers, or they've had canopies and things like that. Well, unfortunately, the Thunder Driller, while one of the characters gets stuck in here, the other one just gets this kind of flimsy whatever this is. Now here's the kind of stupid part. You'll notice, if barely, that it actually taps down onto his helmet and doesn't actually touch the hull. How weird is that? So the thing actually rests on his head. The only way you can you know, fix that is if you pull his, you lean him forward, and even then, you know, you're just getting his face closer to that magma core fire. So yeah, okay, that's disappointing. These, I don't know what these things are. These air guards, I guess. You can see how flimsy, how loose these are, and these are loose just because of the parts that they use. I suppose if this is exhaust, what's that firebox in there for, you know? But anyways, for the quote-unquote air intakes, they're really loose, they're really flimsy. I don't like that. I wish there'd been a bit more solid. I wish there'd just been a canopy that'd cover the whole back half, you know, just get it over with. But anyways, there's the Thunder Driller, or at least the details of it. All Power Miner sets come with a rock monster. The Thunder Driller is no less. This is Fyrox. By the way, if you look at the animation, They have these cute little googly eyes, but the eyes that they put on the actual toys are actually kind of creepy looking. Arms are up and down. Unfortunately, they don't have any wrist articulation. But I do like the paint details. It's not just all orange and then gray head and gray arms. Like, they actually took the time to paint some of those rock features in, so that's always nice. Anyways, rock monsters eat a lot, so you can open his mouth. And you're supposed to stick a color-coded power crystal in. Stick it in there, and he becomes Super Rock Monster. Wah! And now for the primary function of the Thunder Driller, and that is to drill. Cool. Let's see that again. Cool. You spin the wheels, and you see the drills actually spin the opposite directions of each other. They counter-rotate. This is what's known as a planetary gearing system. There's 3 gears that are connected to 1 gear. And it's a whole kind of confusing situation, but it's still kind of cool. Anyways, you can see the front wheels are tied together. Turns this gear, which turns this gear, which turns the gear up here, which connects to the gear that's tied to the rod that's inside here. Now there's an issue that I've got with the drill in how it's assembled, or rather how you take it apart. And here it is. There's this little piece here, there's this little piece here. Stick it in, keep the pressure on this the whole time, the entire time. Now here's the thing that concerns me. See this red gear here? It's set up so that there are teeth along the inside, and that'll prevent it from turning anymore. Now here's the thing that Lego doesn't elaborate on very much. What's going to happen is you're going to slide it through to about here, and then you're going to keep pushing, so this goes through, and this yellow piece here is eventually going to, along the inside, the yellow piece is eventually going to connect like this. So it'll take up the space. So that's what you have to do with this. So, keeping this in place, plug it in like so. Now you notice you want the gear to go all the way through. And then just keep pushing on the rod until it fits in place. Keeping pressure on both sides, and now this will not pop up. Now, here's the problem. If you're an MOCist, or you're just plain old Lego maniac, you'd like to be able to take things apart. Well, the tricky thing about this particular piece, it is possible to take it apart, but it's not easy. Because when you pull outwards on this, the friction of the drill head on the gear itself is actually stronger than the friction of the gear against this technique rod here. So everything else will come apart, but the gear is going to stay in place. So what you have to do, you're going to pull it all the way out, take this dark gray piece out, and then you're going to stick another technique rod in there, and you need to wiggle around that little yellow connector piece on the inside, and that will block the rod from going all the way through again. Just push it out and it'll come out. And then just connect this the way the rest of the instructions tell you to. Remembering to keep the pressure on here the whole time so that this rod doesn't go all the way through and push it out. And of course I already done all the assembly on here. And see, the other reason you want to push that gray rod through, so there's just enough space to get this black gear in place. You see, if you didn't push the gray rod all the way through, it'd be sticking out the back here, and then when you connect it to the rest of the Thunder Driller, it would stick out further than it's supposed to. And that's how the drill assembly works. There's one more little detail I'd like to show you that's common to all of the Power Miner sets, or at least the machines that they drive, and that is this. When these white colored areas are exposed to a bright light, and then you turn off all the lights, you get the little neon green area right there. How cool is that? Now, unfortunately, you can't see what I'm showing you here. I'm looking at the display screen. I can't see it. You can't see it. But needless to say, the white area there actually does glow in the dark. So that's pretty cool. Don't forget, you can also go to the Power Miner's homepage and look up the instructions that will allow you to combine the Thunder Driller with a granite grinder into the Aero Shredder combination vehicle. It shreds serious aero. I have kind of mixed feelings for the Thunder Driller. Really, the only reason you get it is the drill feature, and that's it. The Rock Monster, if you want to collect that, there's a couple other sets that have Fire Rocks, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. If you have to get Duke and Doc, there are other sets where you can get them as well. On the whole, though, there's a couple of things I find disappointing with it. There's a lot of things that are loose, as I explained earlier. I don't like how the roll cage back here is, well, a roll cage. I don't like that. I don't quite understand the reasoning behind putting a furnace right in front of the guy, because this isn't exactly a steam engine. But the thing that really let me down about the set is that they've got all this clever gearing set up in here, and yet when you get to the engine compartment, there's no engine in there. It's just this little gear, whatever it is. You know what I wish they would have done? I wish they could have taken one of those Lego Technique racers and taken one of the engines in there. They had actual pistons that would bump up and down. They had springs and little levers and all things in there. They'd move all by themselves, and they're actually inside an engine block. Even though it would have looked like a 6 or 2 or 1 cylinder engine, I wish they would have put one of those in there. That way you could take the cover off and have the engine rolling around. That would have been pretty cool. I mean, something. As a point, there's no display consoles, there's no control panels, there's just nothing in there except that one gear, and you stick a guy in there. And that's it. What's the point? Where exactly is that fire coming from if not from the engine segment, you know? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So despite the little glowy thing on the front and the fact that, yeah, this is kind of a cool spinning planetary gear thing right here, it's not that great a set. It's nice and big, it's compact, it's kind of cute, but that's it. It doesn't... I don't think it has the playability of a lot of the other Lego Power Miner sets that have come out yet. So I'm only giving a mild recommendation to the Thunder Driller. And so, this is AV Unit 4A for CollectionDX.com, signing off.